How to get domestic violence charges dismissed. Is there really a way to do this after you've been charged, or there's been police called, or something's happened that's got you in the law enforcement system and something's going forward? Is there really a way to get these charges dismissed? Well, if there is, you certainly want to do it right away, and there is. I'm going to go over 3 different situations where domestic violence charges could be dismissed as a criminal case in Michigan. My name is Brent Boyer. I'm one of the attorneys here with Adam, the American Divorce Association for Men. We deal with divorce and family law exclusively, and we work closely with criminal defense attorneys all the time, and we help them come up with strategies and help our clients work through divorce and separation types of situations. And unfortunately, these things come up. There's violence, there's domestic violence, there's allegations of domestic violence, there's even false allegations of domestic violence. And before I forget, related video, how to avoid false allegations of domestic violence is definitely something that you should check out too. There's more information there. But you know, with dealing with criminal law and how it relates with family law in Michigan, we help people who've been arrested and they want to get these criminal cases behind them. They want to get these charges dismissed, want to get back to their lives and enjoy their freedom. So I want to talk about the 3 different ways you can get domestic violence cases potentially dismissed, and we'll go over 1 through 3 on these. So number 3 with this is doing a trial. You get charged with domestic violence, don't plead guilty. If you're not the wrongdoer here, or you think that this is a setup or someone was trying to intentionally get this in place, there's maybe a protection order that's based on kind of questionable things, and now you've been charged with a domestic violence charge, your first strategy is to do a trial. Don't plead guilty. The one way you'll lose for sure is if you plead guilty. So just don't do that. Let it play out. Let things go for a while. You can always plead guilty later. But your starting point would be just plan on doing a trial if you need to. Hire the right attorney, get a good criminal defense, get things set up. These trials can be tricky with domestic violence, but they're something that can be won if it's done the right way and you have the right things in your favor through the right kind of cross-examination at trial, through the right kind of preparation, revealing with the victim, alleged victim, the type of motive that they had. Maybe there's a motive for lying, maybe there's a motive over child custody and other related types of things because you have children together. You can discredit the victim and potentially get to not guilty verdict. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Just prepare for trial. The best way to settle a case, whether it's a divorce or a criminal case or any other type of litigation, is to prepare for trial. Really, I mean, that's your best bet. Prepare and put everything into it, and don't give in and don't give up. If this is really something that's wrong, you want to keep that in mind. The only way you're going to truly lose is by pleading guilty. If you're not the person in the wrong here, stand your ground. Don't get talked into a plea deal. Now, the second way, 2 out of 3, the second way to beat these charges, to beat domestic violence charges or false allegations, is to have a strong defense. If criminal charges are been filed against you and you got strong evidence in your favor, maybe you have proof that the victim was lying and you have no criminal record, and there's certainly a lot of positive things about you and your character, it's worth having your attorney talk to the prosecutor before the court hearing. It might be possible to be persuasive, it might be possible to get these charges dismissed just by explaining the situation, explaining your case, and you might be able to voluntarily get the charges dismissed or reduced. Maybe you end up taking a guilty plea because you decide, you know, unlike the first example I give, you decide that you're going to do that and the consequences are something you can live with, and you take a guilty plea that's conditional on probation, and you don't serve any time, and you go that route. That's possible. There are situations where you would do that. It's not that every case has to go to trial and every charge, criminal defense type of situation, has to be beaten. And then the third type of situation where you could potentially get these charges dismissed and beat domestic violence charges is to get an attorney involved prior to court, prior even to maybe even being charged. If this has just happened, get advice right away. Come to family law attorneys like us, family law, criminal defense, and get some advice on what we think on this thing. It's possible to even get charges dismissed before they ever happen if the situation is right. So you want to get advice early on. You might be able to have an attorney talk to a prosecutor before charges are even made based on the situation. Maybe you're not the one that should be charged here. Maybe you're the victim and this has been turned around. We had a client recently where that exact thing happened to him. He and his wife had been fighting. For some crazy reason, he was still continuing to live together. They should not have been living together. He was living in a room that had a lock on it. And who knows? You don't know how you get down this road. You wake up one day and you're living in craziness, right? Well, that was his life. He's living in this crazy situation with a person that's abusive and violent, and it's just a mess. And he hadn't left. He stayed put for whatever reason, and they got in a fight, and his wife attacked him. She stabbed him in the back with a kitchen knife. She could have killed him. And then he didn't call the police. He probably should have. Obviously now we know he should have. That night he let it be. He retreated. He kept away from her. And then a day later she contacts the police, and they show up and they arrested him. And I wasn't there, but clearly he was not the aggressor. He stabbed someone in the back. That's kind of seems unlikely that was self-defense, right? It doesn't sound like something that would happen in self-defense. She attacked him. She tried to kill him. He's the one that got charged and held for the night with domestic. He had to spend the night in jail over domestic violence charges that he's now going to have to fight and get dismissed. And it's no good. So avoid it. I mean, you could have, the right attorney maybe could have got involved earlier on that. Could have had it where he wasn't ever charged in the first place, or get the right result and get his wife charged with a crime, which is what should have happened in his situation. So, you want to avoid that, and we can help with all that. You can contact me. Our phone numbers, our phone numbers here on the screen. Email me, however you want to reach us. Adam, we're easy to find. Divorce, we're Metro Detroit. Easy enough to locate us. We can help. We can help with these things. The sooner the better. With us helping you, whether it's divorce or custody or whatever's going on in the background with these domestic violence charges, we can definitely help with it. But truly, an attorney getting involved early on, pre-court intervention, pre-charge intervention is definitely the way to go. They can save you a lot of time, money, and aggravation. We've had situations where an attorney was able to get a domestic violence charge dismissed really before the person was ever even charged. It's just preliminary kind of stuff. Just by talking through it, like a situation like this one where she attacked him. He didn't attack her. The police had it wrong. It's that simple. How are they supposed to know? They weren't there. So understanding the dynamics of all this, and there's a lot of moving parts with these things, and these situations are complicated, especially when there's a divorce or there's child custody things going on as well. We can help. There's a lot of things that you can do if you get the right advice that can be crucial for getting domestic violence charges dismissed. If you have a criminal defense charge in Michigan, if you have a divorce case, a custody case, any of those kind of things, let us know. Hopefully we can help. Thanks for watching.